Today I'd like to talk a little bit about storing wine. You know, a lot of people are curious how to store wine, and I can tell you, I'll admit, when I got my first wine rack, it was a little 6-bottle wine rack, and I kept it in my kitchen, right near all my heating utensils, near my oven and near my toaster oven, because, you know, that's where wine goes. You drink wine with food, and so you keep it in the kitchen. Most of us today, and I'm guessing many of you that are going to be watching this video, do not have an underground wine cellar. Unfortunately, I don't have an underground wine cellar either. In Europe, where they have these natural wine cellars that are high in humidity and maintain a constant cool temperature, those are the ideal. Fluctuations in temperature really are a killer. Extreme temperatures, and when I see extreme to the low side or extreme to the high side, they give a range of anywhere from about 45 to 65 is what they say. It should stay within that range, and again, it shouldn't fluctuate. I do, you know, at this point I have invested in a wine fridge, and I keep my wine fridge at about 55, and they say 55, 56, I've heard 58 degrees Fahrenheit are really the optimal temperature for long-term storage. So again, temperature is the first thing that you want to take care of. Humidity. They talk about a humidity level of approximately 70%. The primary purpose for that humidity is for the cork. When you're aging a wine, that cork is very important to maintain a moisture level, to maintain a humidity level, so that the cork doesn't dry out. If the cork were to dry out, it might enable oxygen to get into the bottle, and that will spoil your wine. Light. Any kind of direct sunlight. So, you know, if you are putting it just in a rack, or if you have a wine fridge and it has a glass front, like many wine fridges do, you don't want to have that wine fridge in direct sunlight. Direct sunlight can really be the enemy to wine as well. Finally, vibrations. Vibrations are something that they say there's a theory that it speeds the some sort of chemical reaction in the wine, and so it's going to speed up the aging process, so you really want to avoid vibrations. Now again, for the most part, you know, if you live near a train station, you live on top of train tracks, it's something to worry about. Humidity, vibrations, most of us aren't really going to be too concerned about that. And finally, you know, the positioning of the bottle, which is sideways. We want to keep the bottle positioned sideways. Why? And why are many racks positioned so that you can fit the bottle in sideways? That's so that you can keep the cork moist. Keeping the cork moist is connected a little bit to that humidity level, and in essence what that's doing is that's maintaining a pretty good seal between the cork and the outside air, so that it is not allowing air to be introduced into the wine. So again, just to kind of recap everything, if you don't have a wine cellar, it would be great if you can go out and buy one of these wine refrigerators that do maintain a constant temperature, anywhere in that, you know, 50 to 60 degree range. You're even safe up to about 65 degrees. You might not store your wine, you might not age your wine for as long as possible if it's at 65, but you're really not damaging your wine. Wine racks. Wine racks are a great thing, and what I recommend to a lot of people is put your wine rack in a dark place where there's not a lot of sunlight and there isn't any great temperature fluctuation, and keep it away from the kitchen. Nowhere near your oven, not near a boiler. That's really important. And finally, if you want to just keep it simple, you can take a case of wine, just the case that you got the wine in. Make sure that the bottles are upside down. By putting the bottles upside down, it's going to keep your corks moist, and throw it on the bottom of a closet somewhere. You know, if you like to throw clothes right into the bottom of your closet, pick up the clothes, put the case on the bottom, throw your clothes on top of that, and that's a great way just to really kind of keep your wine.